Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be answering some questions about being a wife while I also get my makeup done. Yes, I know this sounds interesting, or maybe it's just me that's thinking that, but if we're thinking the same thing, just continue watching this video till the end. Alright, so my name is Bemi Sinola if you're new here, and I am a wife. I have been married for about a year and 5 months ish. That's a long time. Trust me, that is a long time. So the reason why, or one of the reasons why I'm actually doing this video is because I put up last year December towards my wedding anniversary. I put up a video, a question box chat on my story, my Instagram story, asking people to ask me questions about being a wife, and then some people did, and lo and behold, I took a screenshot of those questions that they asked me, and it was on my phone with the mindset that I was going to film that video and then answer those questions. But somehow I could not record the video in December. I could not do it in January. In case you do not know why, you should watch my last one of my previous videos, right? Then you will know why. I could not do it then, and so it was still on my phone. But one day I don't know when, I was trying to clear my phone just to get more space, and then I realized that I deleted those questions. I just thought that, you know what, since I already asked people to ask me questions, I already told people to ask me questions, I feel like I need to make the video. And so I just asked ChatGPT for some questions. I have a total of 15 questions here that I'm going to be answering, and I hope and pray that any of the questions that I was asked last year would be here, right? And if it's not here, please just drop it. Ask your question again in the comment section, and I'm definitely going to answer it. Another reason why I'm doing this video is because I got some makeup products. These days, I have been one thing I've been learning to do is to buy the products that I actually need instead of doing, oh, it's too expensive. Let me just buy a product that somewhat does the same thing for, but it's selling for a lesser price. This time, I'm just like, you know what, I'm buying the products that I need. And so I got some products, and one of the rules that I have as a makeup artist is that every time I buy a new product that I have not tried before, that I've not used before, I'm going to use it on myself first or on the model first before I use it on my client. That's why I am doing this video today. That's why I'm doing makeup today on myself. Let's jump right into the video. So starting off, I'm going to what am I saying? Starting off, I'm going to cleanse my face, but I'm going to answer the first question. Why so difficult? While I do that, I have the questions here. The first question says, so how is married life really? Like, how really is married life? I'd say it's nice, it's good, it's fun, right? Um, it just feels like I'm doing the same thing I used to do before now. The only difference is just that before now I was interning, right? But now I am the one that is, in quotes, in charge of doing things. And so if I don't do them or get someone to do them, they won't be done. That's what it feels like. Well, it's been sweet, I won't lie. There's been some annoying days. But yeah, it's been nice. Deep down, it's been nice. I don't know if my answer caught it, but yeah, that's how married life has been. Do you feel different now that you are married? Hey God. Do I feel different now that I am married? You see this question? I feel different. And by feeling different, I know that there is this way or expectation that society has of people, right? Whereby because you are married, you should behave some certain way. Because you are married, you should dress some certain way. I don't feel like that. That's not the kind of feeling me I am talking about, right? I don't feel any difference now that I'm married. When it comes to status, when it comes to association, I don't feel any different. I still have my friends that are not married. We're still very good friends, right? And I have my friends that are married or are still very good friends. So I don't feel any difference. I have my friends that are not even in relationships, and I'm we're still very good friends. Do you get? So I don't feel like I'm better than them in any way. I don't feel like, oh, if they call married women, I would me too, I will stand up. I don't feel like that. Right? But the way I feel different is in terms of my body. So you guys, I was telling my friends about 2 days ago, I was like that ever since I got married, my body has changed. Like my body is been different. It's been my body has been different. I felt a lot of changes since I got married. So you know how as a lady, right, you understand your body, you know that you're not tracking your period here, but you know that when you feel a certain way, you know that your period is here. Or you feel a certain way, you know that oh, it's ovulation cramps. When you feel a certain way, you know that it is PMS or something. Do you get? And I used to feel that way before. I was so in quote in tune to my body that I understood my body so well before I got married. After I got married, I was still using that same knowledge of my body that I had to gauge in quote situations. But after several times that I've missed it, there are some days where I'm like, this way, I've never felt this way before. Then it means that this is about to happen, or what does this mean? And then my period comes, I'm like, okay, is this something new that I'm supposed to learn now? Or what exactly is going on? So normally, I don't know if this is TMI, but I doubt. Hopefully it will help somebody. My period used to last for about 5 days ish, right? But recently my period started lasting for 3 days. Literally 3 days. I was so shocked. I'm like, what's going on? Why 3 days? Is it that blood has finished in my right? So yes, do I feel different now that I'm married? Yes, I feel a lot different body wise, if that makes sense. I feel a lot different body wise. But in terms of status, class, I don't feel different. Trust me, I don't feel different at all. I'm very happy that I'm married. I'm very happy that I still have my single friends. We're still G's, we still talk, we still relate to so many things, right? So yeah, I don't feel different when it comes to that, but yeah, I feel different as well. What's the biggest thing you've learned about your partner this year? What's the biggest thing I have learned about my partner this year? Okay, I think it will be that is changing. Yes, my husband is changing in a good way, right? Everybody changes, right? But there are several things that I used to complain about when we got married last year that my husband does that annoys me a lot. It still does them, trust me. But it's just that it's getting better. There are some times where it will do something and I'm just like, oh, okay, nice. I'm like, oh, nice, this one is changing. And then sometimes I will do some things and I'm like, Uncle Shay, I'm not supposed to have grown up after many years in marriage. It's not my way. But yeah, I noticed that he's changing, and I also noticed that this year is a lot more intentional about his family, which is me. My husband has been a lot more intentional about the family this year. Since we got married, he has been, but this year he has doubled it. Let me put it that way. This year he has actually doubled it. So yeah, I would say that that's one thing that I've noticed about my husband this year. Have your arguments changed since getting married? Have our arguments changed? I don't know. I really don't know. I think so. Sure. What did we used to argue about in the first year? We used to argue about what my husband did not do well. That's what we mostly argue about. I promise you. But this year, I don't think we argue about it as much. I complain about it still, yes, I won't lie. But what? But we just talk about it and then laugh about it sometimes and it moves on while I just keep to myself all day. Not all day, sha, it's a bad behavior to have, right? But yeah, our arguments have changed. I don't know. I don't know if it has changed or not. I mean, what do we argue about now? I don't argue about football with him. I don't have that energy. Um, I don't argue about what. We don't argue about food. Who is cooking, who is not cooking. Maybe we argue about the laundry sometimes, right? What else? We argue about his bad behavior. Our arguments have not really changed. It's just that they've reduced. That's just it. Yeah. Change? No. Reduced? Yes. Do we still argue? Yes. Yeah, that's it. You guys just pick this foundation blend. What surprised you the most about being a wife? The fact that I have to cook almost every single day. Did it surprise me? Yes. Because I told this man, I don't like cooking. I don't enjoy doing it, right? I can cook, yeah, but I don't enjoy doing it. And it's like, oh no, wala now. Shabi will just at least we'll eat. And I'm like, yes. It's not as if you cannot cook. It's not as if you will not be cooking for us. I'm like, yes, so definitely I'll be cooking, but I don't enjoy doing it. So don't expect so much from me. And it's like, okay. And tell me why we got married. The first week of our marriage, we went to visit someone and then they served us ogbono. I don't know the English name. Tell me why ever since then this man's favorite food has changed from efo to ogbono. Not favorite food, favorite soup. From efo to ogbono. Now I will make efo that I don't like. I will make it. Go through the stress. And then this one is just like, oh, thank you. It will just eat part of it, and then the rest is going to just stay in the freezer or in the freezer till God knows maybe when I force him to eat it again. But when I make ogbono, this man can finish it in 2 days. In fact, immediately. And I'm like, I did not even know how to make ogbono before I got married. It was in this marriage that I learned how to make ogbono. Yes, I'm not ashamed about it. That's my business. Thank God for food vloggers. Thank God for them, because if not, how I want take know how to cook ogbono. That pigeon did not enter, but you get. Thank God for them because I learned it on YouTube and on TikTok. So so that was one of the most surprising things. I'm like, maybe I said that I thought, wait, you wouldn't stress me about food. That I don't know how to do it. But here we are. You asking me to cook something that I don't know how to cook. But yeah, we both enjoy it, Sha. Thank God. That's the good part. We both enjoy the soup. So yeah, ogbono is our favorite soup in this house. At least for now. Next year it might change to what I don't know. So the next question is, has anything really changed since the wedding? Of course, a lot has changed since the wedding. I have changed, he has changed. Our sex life has changed. It has gotten a lot better this year. First year we learned a lot on the job, right? But so far this year we're still learning, that's the truth. I will not even lie. But it's been more exciting and more fun than than last year. What else has changed? Um I am excited about cooking now for my husband than before. And by excited I mean like 50%. Last year was like maybe 20-25, but this year it has increased to 50%, right? So yeah. What else has changed? We're not more intentional about everything, literally everything, our devotional life, our finance, our health, right? External family members, extended, extended family members, and majorly we're just more intentional about our love. We we make sure to remind each other every time that we are the most important people in our lives, right? And so every other person will be okay as long as both of us are fine, right? So yeah, that's what has changed, or those are the things that have changed since we got married. Do you ever miss single life? Do I? Yes and no. And by yes and no, I mean, please don't mind me. But actually, yes and no. I miss it and I do not miss it. So, in terms of being single as per not being married to this man, I do not miss being single. Alright, I mean, it's not as if there's anything different from what I was doing when I was single and now that I'm married. Do you get okay? The different things that I'm doing now, the different things that I'm doing now is I cook more. I didn't used to cook before. My sister used to beg me to cook, especially when she's scraping my jollof rice. She go beg me like this, Taya. Except if I'm hungry, I say let me pizza. That's when I'll cook it. But if not, oh, Gary Lamamusu. Another thing that has changed is that my husband drinks Gary a lot. A lot. Not because there's no food, not because I did not cook, but because he likes it now. I don't know if he drinks it before. I think he used to. But as per me, Yoruba girl, you can't get married to me and not drink Gary with granuts and sugar. It's not possible. That's why I'm a Yoruba girl. I'm an Ijebu girl, right? You can't get married to me and not enjoy drinking Gary. So yeah, back to it. My sister will beg me tired, but now I enjoy. I can't remember what the question is. Cooking for my husband, so I cook more, and then of course I'm sleeping with somebody that I didn't used to do when I was single. All right, so those are the things. So I don't miss being single. I don't miss being single in that aspect. So let me love you. Eh, eh, eh. Alright, guys, so we're back and we're going to be answering the next question. The next question, and it says, what's something you wish people told you before getting married? I don't know. I don't think I have. Sorry, I don't think I have any. Or let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I think the people around me actually did justice to most of the things that I ought to know before I got married. Or maybe they told me immediately I got married. Right. So even okay. I think one okay, I remember one of the things that I wish I wouldn't necessarily say I expect people to tell me, or I just wish I figured, or I could have handled better, or could have done better, not handled, is, or maybe let's just rephrase it like that. What's one thing you wish people told you about before you got married? I would say it's your friends feeling like you guys are no longer on the same level as per they are single and then you are married. I think that's another thing, another topic that needs to be spoken about, addressed, right? Because I was watching a YouTube video where a couple were talking about the fact that they were sharing their year, just like a review of their year, right? And so the wife was talking about how that she had just gotten married and then she needed to juggle a lot of things, being a wife, being a student. And then in the midst of all of those things, she realized that her friends had, sorry, she realized that her friend, excuse me, she realized that her, why did my voice reduce like that? Excuse me, she realized that her friends stopped, reduced communication with her, let me put it that way. And she was like that, what exactly is going on? So she called them and she was like that, guys, Alpha, what's up? I noticed this, and they're like, oh, that they wanted to give her space as far she's just married and all of those things. And then I remember that actually my friends did the same thing to me, right? Maybe not all my friends, but some of my friends. They did the same thing to me, and they didn't exactly communicate to say, oh, I'm giving you space because you are just getting married though. So I want you and your husband to have your time to yourself. They didn't exactly communicate. They just ghosted. Right? And so I realized that I wasn't even pained about it. I would not even like because I didn't think it was a problem. when it initially happened until when she talked about it, and I was like, true, actually. I needed my friends as at the time because I struggled a lot with being married. Obviously, I struggled a lot at the beginning of my marriage, right? In terms of sex, in terms of my, will I say, mental health, because I had just quit my 9 to 5 as at the time to focus to my business full time, and then I wasn't getting a lot of clients as at the time, and so it affected me a lot. Right, sex too affected me a lot. I could not, and then there was nobody to talk to. Thank God for a few friends or a few people, not even friends, a few, well, friends, one of them, a few people that actually asked me to say, oh, Alpha, how is it going? Like actually asked me in details. First person that, second person that spoke to me about sex, I like, at least the first person was talking about it over the phone, and so I was not even really shy. Even if I was shy, I mean, it was just a chat, right? But the second person was a physical conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually getting serious. Why are you talking to me about sex in real life? And so, as at the time, I didn't have anybody to run to say, okay, this is my problem. Oh, now is I face with this? So come and help me, right? None of my friends were there. I'm sure they were reaching out at that time, but I didn't know how to start bringing sex conversation up with them. Say, oh, this is what myself and my husband are going through, right? And so I think is, as much as you want to give your friends space to say, okay, you're just getting married, I want you and your husband to have more time to yourself. I think it's also important that you check up on them. I think it's also important that you have difficult conversations with them. Yes, it's okay to have such conversations with your friends. I mean, they're your friends, and then one day you also you're going to get married, right? And I'm not saying that you should not start going into details. Oh, how you did this, how you did that. No, you can just overview. How is it going? How exactly are you feeling? What exactly is the problem? Okay, do you want to talk to this person about it? I don't know so much about it here, but I think you can. I read a book on something, or I saw a video on something. I think this is going to be useful or helpful, right? I think little things like that. So instead of just ghosting, that first few months of my marriage, I was in a very deep mess. If I would put it that way, I was in a very deep mess. And that's what I was talking about in my video, one of my videos, where I was saying that my first birthday as a wife, I was feeling somehow. That was one of the things that was really happening with me. So I mean, if I had my friends really come around to know exactly what it is I was going through, I don't know, maybe probably they would have been able to help me out of the situation. But I'm not angry at them. I won't even lie to you because I used to do it, and now it's a wake up call for me as well to say, okay, the fact that this person is just getting married, the fact that this person has just given birth, and I cannot relate or I'm not in that position, right, doesn't mean that I should not check up on them to say, oh, how exactly are you feeling? How exactly are you doing? What can I help with? Do you think you can speak with? Do you get? So yeah, I think that's one thing we should. I think people should talk about more before they get married. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if you answered the question, but you're welcome. I needed to take my palette. So the next question is, what does intimacy look like compared to dating? Intimacy. Into me, you see. I don't know who said that, but yeah, someone said it. Intimacy. What does it look like now compared to dating? What was intimacy like for us while we're dating? That should be the first question. For us while we're dating, hey God. While we're dating, I think it should be maybe whenever it is we go out, right? Just to have fun, spend some time together, or we see a movie. Ah, we used to see a lot of movies at the time, but now going to the cinema is it's expensive. I remember one date that we went on, and then we saw two different movies that day. I was so happy. Like I was actually very happy that day. I think I fell in love with this man more that day. Right, but now I am more. Thank God for YouTube and Netflix. Because to enter cinema like this, just hold a lot of money. Right, so I think that was what intimacy looks like for us while we're dating, seeing a lot of movies together, just spending quality time together, holding hands. Yeah, that was what it was for us. But now intimacy is more of I think yeah, still seeing movies together, even though it's been then we don't exactly go out as much anymore. Life, in case you're wondering why life, right? Well, I'll say another thing would be cuddling, holding each other to sleep. Yeah, I think that would be it. Holding each other to sleep. That's like more fancy for us, or really fancy for us. Something that we do a lot. Yeah, so holding, cuddling majorly. I like it. I don't know. I don't know if it's cuddling. Holding each other to sleep. Cuddling, yes. But eventually we sleep ourselves on the separate sides of the bed. But before we sleep, we do that. How do you handle boundaries with family now that you are married? I guess I'm still in the process of learning to handle it. But one thing is sure, myself and my husband have already, we have ground rules in our house or in our relationship, in our marriage, and it will always stand. And that is, both of us are each other's family first. When he talks about his family, he's referring to me. When I talk about my family, I'm referring to him. Right? So that's where we're currently at. So every other family member, extended family members, will be fine. No offense, right? But that's just it. Whatever decision it is we take in our marriage is for our own good. And so, regardless of how you affect any family member, which is not even supposed to, we know that it is for the good of our marriage. So yeah, that's where we are at with boundaries. There's a lot, or there's like more to go in depth when it comes to boundaries, but that's just all I'm going to say about boundaries. We love extended family members, don't get us wrong, but if we want to build something for ourselves, if we want to build something for our children, something good, something solid, then we need to put each other first. Because if we don't learn to put each other first, our children are not going to learn to do that as well. You're welcome. So I'm done with my makeup now, and then I want to answer the remaining questions. So the next question is, how do you balance being a wife with staying you? So more like, how do you balance being a wife and being you? I think that's a deep question. Right? It's a good question. So I've come to learn that being a wife is amazing. Like, it is a one of the greatest privilege of my life, right? Being a wife, and then being my husband's wife is also one of the greatest privilege of my life. And so I've come to realize that this role that I'm in, sorry, this role that I'm playing, I don't know if it's a role, this responsibility that has been placed in my hands is very, very important. And so I need to, it comes first before every other thing. So yes, I am a girl, I am a friend, I will be a mother, I am a teacher, I am a this, I am a that. But first and most importantly, I am a wife. That's like the first ministry that God has placed in my hands. And so I know that it is very important and it's very sacred and very important to God. And so being a wife is such a beautiful thing. For me, the past 1 year has been really amazing, mind blowing. And so balancing being a wife and being me, it's been a lot. I won't lie. Because normal me being me, I just want to be on my own. I don't want to do anything with anybody. Yeah, that's true. That's how I am. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I just like my space. I'm just an introvert like that. Do you get that? So being me, I just want to be on my own. But now that I'm married, I have this man that I have to deal with every day. There are some days whereby I prioritize being myself or just enjoying my own company. I do that a lot. And then there are some days where I actually want to be a wife. I want to be babied by my husband, right? And I actually want to serve my husband because he is my husband, right? And so there was one day I was telling somebody that me, okay, I was going to give an illustration. Where is it always there? I was going to give an illustration of, let's use this micellar water. So let's say, for instance, this micellar water now, this is not the actual container. So I bought it and then it's in a big, really big bowl or jar. And then I always just pour from that big bowl or jar into the small container. And so,
There was a day I wanted to use it. This is an illustration, right? But let's just act as if it actually happened. So there was a day I wanted to use it, and then I realized that the micellar water was out. So I just used the last one that day. Instead of me to refill it, I did not refill it. But guess what? The next day, I went back to this container to use the micellar water, and I saw that it had already been refilled. And who did that? It was my husband. And so immediately what came to my mind was, person we're supposed to be helpmates. Now in the help. You know, the Bible says that the wife is like the helpmate to the husband, right? And so I was saying that me that I'm supposed to be the helpmate to my husband, it is me that my husband is helping, right? So there are some days where I actually do not live up to the responsibility of being the wife, not because I do not want to, but because the struggles and hustles of life I just have to keep up with that for a while, for a period, before I can come back to being a wife. Do you get? So there are some times like that, and so finding a balance to it. I don't know if there's ever I don't have 2 steps. I don't have 5 tips. I just take everything a step at a time. I have a job today, I go. I don't have a job tomorrow, I stay in the house. If I need to sleep, I sleep. If I need to cook, I cook. If I'm too tired to cook, I find a simple or quick meal for us to eat. Do you get? If I need to um baby my husband, I will try my best to baby my husband. If he needs to baby me, I'm going to tell him he needs to baby me. Do you get? So finding a balance, I don't know if there is a step to it, but it's been fun learning to manage all of the things all of the responsibilities that I have as being a wife. Yeah. And so the last and final question that I have here is this. It says, any baby pressure yet? Any baby pressure yet? I'm not going to answer that question, but this is how I'm going to answer it. I would say that for anybody that is just getting married or that has just gotten married, there would always be pressure. Trust me. Trust me. There would always be pressure. Be it from family members, be it from outsiders, be it from strangers. There would always be pressure. And some people's pressure might not come as pressure, might not be pressure to them. It might just be them teasing you, right? It might just be them genuinely caring about it, but to you, you know that it is pressure, right? But what I would always say is, regardless of whatever it is, regardless of whatever the pressure is or whoever the pressure is coming from, never, ever, ever allow the pressure get to you. If you have gotten married or you want to get married and you both plan to say, we want to wait a year or 2 or 3 before we start making babies, or 5, before we start making babies, you know why you are waiting and you know why you dey wait. No be them know why you dey wait. Do you get? So stay on to that, hold on to your plan to say that I want to wait. This is the reason why we want to wait and we are waiting. It's fine. Pressure would always come, but don't allow it get to you. I know there's a particular friend of mine that was telling me that when they got married, they wanted to wait for a while, and then when they decided that they wanted to start making babies, they said, you know what we're going to do is we're going to buy all the baby items that we need before we start trying. And lo and behold, they did that. They bought everything. After they were done, they tried, and thankfully they got pregnant. Do you get? And then there's another person that I know that got pregnant, and it was during that whole 9 months period that they started buying the baby stuff, and that's okay. Do you understand? That's totally fine. Different strokes for different folks, right? And then there's another advice that I got was that in the process of you trying to wait, just ensure that you do all the fertility tests, just so that when you start trying, you're not then jumping into knowing that, oh, there's something that is causing the hindrance, that is causing the delay, but you already know, and then you're already treating it beforehand, right? So you get, so don't allow the pressure get to you. Pressure will always come, left, right, center, up, down, everywhere. But don't allow it get to you. Have coconut edge till the end. Have it till the end. If whenever it is you want to remember, like, oh, okay, let me just give in. The truth is, they will come for Mugwao. They will come and stay with you. They will care for you, and then they will pamper you. But after a while, they're all going to go back. Not because they do not like you, but because they have responsibilities outside your house. So think twice. Is you and your husband are going to be doing the night shift, the morning shift, the afternoon shift. Now only 2 of you. Do you get? But regardless of it, don't allow your waiting for a year or 2 come from a place of pain, of fear. God is the one that gives children, and He gives the best gift. Everything that you need to take care of your children, of your child, is definitely going to be made available unto you by God, right? So don't allow your waiting be as a result of fear, but genuinely have a reason. And if God says, "Oh, I want you to start making babies immediately," my sister, why are you waiting? Go ahead and make those babies. Now you know why they tell you say when you give birth now, when you get pregnant now. And if God says you should wait for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, go ahead and wait. I know it's not easy. I get it, but it will give you strength along the way. That's all I know. Right? At least that one I'm setting up. It will give you strength. Alright guys, I hope that we have learned a lot from this video. And if you have more questions that you'd like to ask me, drop them in the comment section and I'll definitely respond to them. And yeah, this is the finished look, final look that I did. Definitely like it. I love it. I love it. Tried out some things. Might be off, a little bit off on my face, but I mean, that's why I'm a makeup artist. I practice on myself so I can do something better on my clients. Alright guys, thank you so much once again. And ensure that you drop a comment, thumbs up, share this video with everyone that you know. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!